Back here in the Magic City, Birmingham Legion are ready to get back to work tonight. But a fearsome foe awaits as the Tampa Bay Rowdies roll in as one of the hottest teams in the league. It's a Saturday night Eastern Conference showdown, and it starts right now. Greetings tonight from Birmingham, Alabama, and off in the distance their Protective Stadium. Our host for tonight's Eastern Conference showdown between Birmingham Legion FC as they get set to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Up here in the press box on a Renaissance night at Protective Stadium, glad to have you with us tonight. That's Mike Gebman. I'm Blake Gardner. And Mike, these two teams last met back April 1st. A lot feels like it's changed since then.
Yeah, this kind of feels like upside down day. When these teams met in April, you had Birmingham Legion in first place in the league. They were the hottest team in the league. They won that match 2-0. Here we are in July, and everything is different. You've got Tampa Bay in first place, not just in the conference, but in the entire league. They're the hottest team in the league with 11 unbeaten, and they're one of the highest scoring teams in the league.
Yeah, and it feels like they've been scoring goals in bunches over the past couple of weeks especially. That starts with Cal Jennings up top. He has brought some real punch to this attack.
Yeah, Cal Jennings is a true key player for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. He's quick, he's active, he's a finisher, and he has a hat trick in his last game.
3 goals last game, 6 goals over his last 3. 6 of those 8 he scored this year. A guy Birmingham fans certainly very familiar with from his time at Memphis and then with Las Vegas as well. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, Tyler Pasher continues to show why he's one of the best attacking talents in the league.
Tyler Pasher is really fun to watch. He scores goals. He runs all over the field. He's always a threat from anywhere. He's super quick, and he's super dangerous every match.
He scored 4 this year. Each of the last couple of games, Pasher has found the back of the net. He will try to continue that trend back here on his home turf tonight. Well, we are closing in on kickoff here in Birmingham. Can the Legion upend their Eastern Conference rivals for the second time this year? Or will Tampa Bay run that unbeaten streak to 12 straight? It's the Legion and the Rowdies, and it comes your way right after this.
I walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and carrying her out to the car.
It always makes me feel good if I help somebody.
I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
I'm just so glad there was somebody there when she really needed it.
That's gonna go on my refrigerator.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship tonight, live in Birmingham, Alabama. Almost time for kickoff, but first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s tonight. Mike, let's start first with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Just one change for the interim head coach, Stuart Dobson, to his lineup tonight.
Yeah, as you mentioned, one of the big changes is Stuart Dobson in at head coach. but this is a really powerful team up front with Jennings and J.J. Williams, and the right side of midfield with Dalgard is a real force.
Not to mention that back three that kept a clean sheet against Oakland last time out. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion FC, head coach Tom Sohn has made a trio of changes to his 11 tonight.
Well, Legion have made a couple changes. Matthew Corcoran in the center of midfield, terrific at holding the ball and connecting passes. And the front four, as always, very dangerous. Kasim, Martinez, Pasher, and Agadello.
Our crew of officials tonight led by referee Brandon Stevens, his 54th overall USL Championship match as a referee, his 8th this season. 30 yellow cards shown by Mr. Stevens so far. He gets the nod for Birmingham Tampa Bay tonight here at Protective Stadium. Stuart Dobson, the new interim head coach of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, now in his 9th season on the Tampa Bay staff, but his first as the interim head coach after Neil Collins' departure. Took over the headlines over the past couple of weeks. And on the other touchline, of course, head coach Tom Sohn has been the only coach in Birmingham Legion franchise history. He's gone to the playoffs each and every year of his time in Birmingham, trying to make it 5 out of 5 seasons here in 2023. Birmingham Legion head to toe in black tonight. Their captain Fanwell Kavita getting one more move around those cones in before we get things going tonight. It is a humid evening here in downtown Birmingham. Meanwhile, it's the highlighter neon for Tampa Bay, that change kit that you either love or you hate, USL Championship fans around the league, for the Rowdies tonight. You can't miss them, that's for certain.
There's a great contrast between the two uniforms. It won't be hard to tell which team each player is on. Tampa Bay Rowdies have one of the more traditional looking kits, but not tonight.
Officially 84 degrees at kickoff, but with a 73% humidity. Of course, Tampa Bay probably used to something similar down in St. Pete. Second time these two teams are meeting. Of course, the first time is back on April 1st. Birmingham Legion, a 2-0 victory thanks to a brace from Nico Brett. Birmingham picked up their first win in St. Pete since 2019. Tampa Bay, though, coming into tonight, as we mentioned, one of the hottest teams in the league, trying to repay the favor.
Yeah, they've been hot for one simple reason. They're really, really good. They found their rhythm about a third of the way through the season, and they haven't been beaten since.
Gabriel Alves back in the starting 11 tonight for Birmingham after serving a 1-game suspension due to yellow card accumulation. In fact, Birmingham changing out both fullbacks tonight. Alves and Smith were both missing in action last time out for Legion FC. Alves and Smith replacing Mensah and Roof on the outside tonight for the home team. Tyler Pasher ready to get things going for Legion FC. For the second time this year, it is Birmingham Legion and Tampa Bay Rowdies live here from Protective Stadium. Brandon Stevens gives us the whistle, and we are underway from the Magic City. An early collision and a foul 13 seconds in as Juan Agadello went into the back there of Sebastian Dalgard. It looks like Juan Agadello might have come up bleeding.
Both players had their eyes focused on the ball. Juan Agadello caught a head right across the nose or cheek. You see a little blood on his hand as he lays down.
Could not have been more than a dozen seconds in, and already Juan Agadello comes up with a bit of blood coming out of his nose. Maybe that stray hand there from Dalgard caught a piece of him. Agadello going to plug that up and see if he can continue here momentarily. Speaking of injuries, as Agadello gets some medical attention, let's quickly touch on the injury reports for both sides, starting with Tampa Bay first. Of course, the reigning MVP, Leo Fernandez, has been missing in action all season, tore his Achilles back in the preseason. Lewis Hilton's only played 4 games this year for Tampa Bay. He's out once again tonight, as is Zach Irivo, who's missing his 11th straight game. And Felix Schroeder out, not due to injury, but due to personal reasons for a 5th straight. You know, on the other side of things, nobody officially on the injury report for Birmingham Legion, but Mikey Lopez still working his way back. Did not make the 18 officially tonight, so Lopez not available for Birmingham as Agadello still trying to stop the bleeding. Mike, you talked about how hot Tampa Bay has been over the last 11, 12 games. It made even more impressive by the names that you see on the injury report, right? You don't bring back the reigning MVP. No Zach Aravo, who Birmingham fans know well. No Lewis Hilton, who obviously has played a huge part of what Tampa Bay's done over the past few seasons as well.
Yeah, this is a group that early in the year they did struggle, and they struggled to figure out how they wanted to play with some of the people that were missing. But once they got themselves sorted out, you have to give them credit, not only being really good, but being really good no matter who's been on the field for them.
So Agudelo makes his way off, still trying to get that bleeding stop. Birmingham will play down a man for a moment. Agudelo receiving more medical attention at the bottom of your screen. It's Tampa Bay to play with the ball at their feet for the first time tonight. Once again, it's Guillen wearing the captain's armband with Lasso and Antley at the back. Dahlgaard and Arman out on the wide sides as Alvis tried to play that off of a Rowdy. Instead, it's going to be a throw for Tampa Bay. Guillen out the other side. Jake Arman. Jan Ekra. Jennings tried to leave it for J.J. Williams. Instead, the first touch of the night for Matt Van Oekel, the 36-year-old goalkeeper for Birmingham. 12th start of the night for Van Oekel, and gotta imagine he and J.J. Williams will be exchanging some words this evening. Former teammates here in Birmingham. Williams, of course, an Alabama native.
J.J. Williams was a big part of the early days of this franchise, not only being an important player on the field, but one of the guys that everybody enjoyed being around in the locker room, out in the community. He's just a really positive, friendly person.
13 goals J.J. Williams scored in his time here in Birmingham. Made his way to Tulsa last season, then traded to Phoenix, and now has found his rhythm in Tampa Bay. 7 goals, all have come in the last 9 games. Dahlgaard tries to turn against Alvis, did. Working tight spaces now. Doherty searching for an option, found one at Arman, who continues to provide a bit of width. Williams actually one of 3 Rowdies who used to play with Birmingham Legion. Zach Aravo, of course, another who's not healthy tonight, much to the chagrin of many of the Legion faithful who wanted to see Zach Aravo back in the Magic City tonight. Guillen misplayed that. Kasim trying to run onto it, and Guillen does the smart thing, just plays it over the touchline. Kasim quickly back into Pasher. Birmingham want to move quickly. Kasim waiting for a bit of support. Now some black shirts starting to get forward. First touch for Matthew Corcoran tonight. Anderson Asiadu connecting the Birmingham center backs. Alex Cornali, Fanuel Kavita, of course, the first choice center back pairing all season long, really each of the past couple of seasons for Birmingham. Kavita caught in possession there by his old teammate J.J. Williams, tracked down by Kavita, and a free kick given.
One of the things that happens when teammates play against each other is you know each other's moves, you know what comfort zones people like to be in. J.J. Williams did a good job right there of reading Fanuel Kavita's initial move. Fanuel Kavita afterwards making up for it, saying hello by knocking his old teammate to the turf.
A set piece chance here for Tampa Bay. Thought it might be. Instead, Doherty sends it back out the other side for Arman. Still nobody has served towards Jennings or Williams. Forrest Lasso retreats. Tampa Bay resets in their more typical formation. Thought there might have been a chance to serve towards the box there. The Rowdies opt not to. Jennings rolls it through. Dahlgaard got there in front of Alvis, who got a piece of the cross, but it's going to be the first corner of the night for Tampa Bay. So 7 minutes in, the Rowdies have the first corner of the night. They've got some guys they can target on set pieces.
They are a big, powerful team, but they like to keep possession, and that's what they opt for here.
Not quite on the same page with Dalgard. It's a rather easy interception there for Pasher. Dello couldn't turn, but Kasim almost found his way through the traffic. Ekra trying to keep it down here and does. Here come the Rowdies. Ekra's got options. Cal Jennings, one of them. Ekra goes for it himself, and it deflects off his teammate, J.J. Williams.
A little bit of a break for the Legion. It looked like they were in trouble 3-on-3 down the center of the field. But J.J. Williams got in the way of that shot and it harmlessly rolled out of bounds.
We talked to Stuart Dobson earlier in the week. He praised the efforts of Jan Ekra and how much he has meant as a stabilizing force to this Tampa Bay midfield, given all the injuries they've had that part of the team this year. 32-year-old from Paris has played a ton for Tampa Bay. Now in his 5th season with the Rowdies. Just trying to connect with Agadello. That was a great turn. Agadello didn't have much in the way going forward. Birmingham will settle for some possession. Smith, an overlapping run from Prosper Kasim. Colin Smith back in Birmingham tonight after getting shuttled back and forth with his parent club FC Dallas the past few weeks. Kasim will leave it for Smith here on this throw. Elvis trying to go first time to Agadello. Connor Antley trying to usher this over the end line, and does. Well done by him. Goal kick for Tampa Bay, and Mikey gives us a chance to look at our keys to the game tonight. And let's start with the Rowdies. What do they need to do to come away with the results here on the road tonight?
For the Rowdies, they need to be physical. They're a big and powerful team. They want to take advantage of that, and they've got to defend well. They play typically with 3 in the back, and they're going to be challenged by the front 3 of this Legion side. For Legion, they've got to be unwasteful. Tampa Bay does have a tendency to give away some chances. Legion are going to have to finish those, and then Legion need to play the full 90 minutes. They've struggled to have a full 90-minute game. They've been ahead in a number of games, given up late goals, and dropped some points that they probably shouldn't have.
Birmingham very frustrated last time out at Las Vegas. Led that game 2-0 at the break. Subsequently conceded back-to-back Las Vegas goals, then scored a third. Then 3-2 late before Las Vegas found another equalizer. Points ended up being shared out in the desert. Meanwhile, last time out for Tampa Bay, Oakland had some early opportunities. Connor Sparrow made a couple of big stops, forced Lasso, key shot blocker, 2 in there as well. And then you look up and Cal Jennings has put 1 in the back of the net, and then a second. And the onslaught is on as Jennings ends up finding a third as well in that contest. Harmon, well done to keep that in play. Kava finds Ekra. Doherty, a bit of space. Pings it out the other side for Dalgard. Against Elvis, Dalgard's cross partially blocked. Cleared only as far as Ekra. Doherty back out wide. Antley pushing forward, has options, but misses all of them as he sends one well over the mark.
Really nice combination play from Tampa Bay. Did everything right, created a really good opportunity, but the cross was just way off its mark, not even close to another player.
Tampa will press, trying to see if they can keep the ball in this part of the park. Corcoran on the turn, back to his goalkeeper. Van Oekel, though, can only send it into the first row down here. Mike, it feels like that's going to be a key to watch as well. Both teams like to step and press when they can. Will anybody make that costly mistake trying to play it out of the back?
Both teams do like to press. They also play different formations. Tampa Bay has 2 center forwards, which makes it a little easier to press center backs. And of course, they only have 3 in the back. Legion like to play with 3 forwards, and so it could be 3v3 at times at that end of the field.
And Birmingham trying to play out of the back with Corcoran and Kavita. Of course, the goalkeeper, Matt Van Oekel. Corcoran, the 17-year-old, trying to turn under duress supplied by Jennings. And it's given away. Armin got a piece. His cross cut out by Kavita. A nervy moment there at the back for Birmingham Legion. Dozen minutes in tonight. Glad to have you with us here at Protective Stadium. As Tampa Bay has given it away. Pasture trying to play it out front of the run of Martinez, who couldn't quite get there in front of Forrest Lasso. Crunching challenge there from Crenali. Pings it off his own teammate out of play.
Both teams have gotten in hard on a couple of challenges. Nothing dirty or nasty, but we saw Juan Agadello go down early with some blood, and Alex Crenali in very hard on that last tackle.
Fan Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com. Latest Select products, specials, and more. Select is the player's choice. Here comes Cal Jennings. Delgard with the overlapping run. Great tackle and timing from Alvis. Gabriel Alvis back in the mix tonight for Birmingham Legion. Had to time it perfectly in the box that time against Delgard, and he did. Another look at it here.
100% ball from Gabriel Alves. Vital tackle at a key moment.
Ekra back out that direction, but over hits. Looking for Dalgard.
The Rowdies like to bring the ball to the left side of their team and then play big diagonal switches to Dalgard where he's isolated 1v1. Gabriel Alves is going to have to be on his game because Dalgard is known for serving great balls in and creating goals.
Van Oekel finds Tyler Pasture sinking a bit deeper for a touch. Here comes Colin Smith. He's got plenty of space out here along with Prosper Kassim. Kassim. Armin tracking back defensively. Smith sends one into the box that's sent away by Doherty. Corcoran looking over the top for Smith, just a bit too far. And an easy collection for Connor Sparrow, first year goalkeeper for Tampa Bay. Really enjoyed a breakouts last couple of seasons with Miami FC. Kept 17 clean sheets in South Florida. Came over to Tampa in the offseason, an injury in the preseason. Didn't start the season as goalkeeper 1, but has been the #1 keeper for the last few months. His 15th straight start tonight. Sparrow hasn't had a ton to do here in the opening quarter hour. Ekra. Pressure by Corcoran, able to create some space. Williams. Ekra nods it along. Armin. Armin cuts it back just a bit. Too far out front of LaCava. Birmingham trying to break the other way. Agadello, did he keep it in play? No, he did not, says the linesman on that side.
That one was really close. Part of the ball was definitely across part of the line. Juan Agadello felt not all of the ball was across all of the line.
So back possession goes to Tampa Bay. We've enjoyed the bulk of it to this point. Both sides still looking for that first real opportunity. What we thought might be a cagey match tonight. These teams have played close matches most of their times out. Pasher Tried to get it to Agudelo. Instead, it found the feet of Enzo Martinez at close range. It's a couple of times tonight. Both sides have had some friendly fire.
Well, they're having to sort out positions on the field. Both teams are playing against a formation they're not used to. It's creating some challenges as players are trying to find the right locations, when and where to move. Legion have also pushed Juan Agudelo wide left for tonight's match, which puts Enzo Martinez as the lone center forward.
Sparrow pressured by Martinez, sends it away, but out of play. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow at BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Download the Legion FC app today. Again, at BHM Legion on social media. The Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. On a Renaissance era night here at Protective Stadium. A real Taylor Swift versus Beyonce battle here in the stands with an Eastern Conference showdown on the turf. Seadu's able to turn and find Smith. Now does Birmingham break? Smith. Martinez, flag is up. Martinez was just a touch offside.
He didn't like the call, but the assistant referee got that exactly right. It was only a matter of inches, but Enzo half a step behind the Tampa Bay defense when the ball was played.
Doherty. Push forward, thought he might use Delgard as an outlet. Instead, it's still Doherty. Close to the area, Doherty goes down, and referee says no.
That right there is one of the differences between youth soccer and men's soccer, or adult soccer. There was definite contact, a little bit of a bump, but Doherty taking a couple steps after the grab and the shoulder push. The referee deciding that that's not enough contact to knock him down.
Just 3 fouls here in the first 19 plus minutes tonight. Brandon Stevens has kept things moving. Kasim finds Anderson as Seadu in the central part of the park. Seadu surveying. Kasim, Pasher, Agudelo. Agudelo trying to get around Lasso, able to maintain possession. Tampa Bay getting their lines organized. How can Birmingham break down this compact Tampa Bay defense? Corcoran quite getting it to Tyler Pasher. Here comes Ekra. LaCava running the channel. Seadu in a foot race. LaCava gets there. LaCava touches his way around to Seadu. Still LaCava dancing. Leaves it for Jennings. One more pass is just a bit too heavy. Looking for Sebastian Delgard.
A couple of times tonight, Tampa Bay have started wide left, beat the outside back, and been able to come inside as they did here. But the final pass, unable to find Dalgard. And another opportunity wasted by Tampa Bay.
Back on it here after Lasso won that ball over the top, but LaCava only finds the waiting feet of Seadu. Jake LaCava back in the mix for Tampa Bay after spending last year on loan New York Red Bulls to Tampa Bay Rowdies, now on loan from Inter Miami to Tampa Bay. What a year LaCava had a season ago. 12 goals, 5 assists. Really recently back on loan, really since mid-June to Tampa Bay. He's making just his 4th start as a Rowdy tonight. That ball over the top bounces just a bit too far out of the grasp of Kasim.
It was a really good outlet pass from Matt Van Oekel. Tampa Bay was stepping up, trying to hold a high line, put a little pressure on the midfield. Matt Van Oekel just said, I'm going to play it diagonally over. On grass, that ball probably holds up, and on turf, it skips out of bounds.
Aaron Guillen searching for options on this throw. the way, 65th straight start tonight for Guillen. USL Ironman as Smith pushes J.J. Williams to ground. Free kick given. There's a lot of fans down below that enjoyed J.J. Williams, enjoyed his time here in Birmingham, but he got a few boos for that one. Midway through this opening 45 here at Birmingham. Billy Gardner alongside Mike Gavin. Glad to have you with us this evening. Pasher, a late whistle. As he brings down Jan Ekra.
Jan Ekra tried to turn with the ball, didn't know what was behind him, turned right into trouble. He's pretty fortunate to get the call here. He turns and runs. Tyler Pasher was there and waiting, but it looks on the replay like Tyler Pasher doesn't touch the ball. Oh, but he does, as you see it there. And so that probably should have been allowed to play on. Certainly not a hard foul.
Ekra's got much more space this time. Pings it out to the wide side for LaCava. Lasso working with Connor Antley. Lasso, Antley, and Guillen. Probably as good a back three as you'll find in the USL Championship. Dahlgaard trying to keep that in play. Looks like he did, according to the AR on that side. Antley centers it just out in front of Williams.
Bay 2 or 3 times have gotten behind the Legion defense and then just been unable to connect on a 10 or 15-yard pass.
Martinez clipped from behind there by Dahlgaard to stop any counter. J.J. Williams making sure that Martinez couldn't put that ball down and play quickly.
Kick out from Dahlgaard to stop the play. Normally you would see a yellow card given for deliberately stopping an attack. Referee feeling like it was far enough away from goal that it wasn't an attack or a chance at goal being stopped.
Great find. Pasher Kasim to Corcoran, who's off and running. Corcoran holding off Ekra. His shot pulled aside by Sparrow. What a save.
Big time save from Connor Sparrow. He's had very little to do tonight, but Matthew Corcoran testing him on that one. Matthew Corcoran using his strength to hold him off, takes it on his weaker left foot, but hits it very well and accurately. But Connor Sparrow up to the challenge.
Corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A, the first of the night for the home side. Tyler Pasher, a driven service, almost fell kindly for Martinez. Smith trying to keep it down here and does. Ricochets towards the Birmingham bench, a throw for Legion FC.
Good touch from Coach Tommy Sohn on the sideline.
Kept it close, Birmingham able to restart play quickly, but Colin Smith not able to connect with Juan Agudelo. First big scoring chance of the night belongs to the 17-year-old Matthew Corcoran. Connor Sparrow, who's kept 5 clean sheets so far this year, makes his 40th save of 2023. Ekra looking for Antley, Alvis jumping on his back. I believe the throw has been given to Tampa Bay.
I think he's called this as a foul.
Couldn't hear the whistle, must have been a faint one. Birmingham players reacted like it was a throw as well there for a moment. Hartman can't keep that in play for LaCava. Birmingham fans, if you're looking to grab some of the season's Legion FC merch to wear to the next home game, check out all the new gear now at bhmlegion.shop. Again, bhmlegion.shop. Make sure your fit is ready for the next Legion FC home game at Protective Stadium. Interception there from Juan Agudelo, but cut out by Lasso.
That's what Forrest Lasso does. He wins tackles, he stops attacks. He gives a physical presence to the center of this Tampa Bay team.
Two-time USL Championship Defender of the Year, Forrest Lasso. Spent 2022 in Sweden, back in Tampa Bay this year. Guard couldn't keep that in play, got a heavy hop off the turf.
Shows a little frustration with his teammates.
So again, wins the ball in the air, but it falls for Anderson Asiadu, who is hacked down by a former teammate, J.J. Williams, who taps him on the back.
Former teammates, former friends, former roommates.
Anderson Asiadu said something to his former roommate. Agudelo has some space. Antley wanted an offside flag, didn't get one. Here comes Agudelo charging forward. Leaves it for Enzo Martinez. Martinez held by Sparrow. Juan Agudelo a bit slow to get up. He made the pass and might have gotten clipped by Antley as he did so.
Agudelo with those quick feet, and then gets hit because there was a connection and a shot on goal. The referee allows that to go on, but no question that Juan Agudelo got hammered on that play.
It wasn't Antley, it was actually Lasso who got a piece of him. Been a tough first half here for Juan Agudelo. As we approach the half-hour mark, here's interim head coach Stuart Dobson. His first official game as interim head coach. Of course, Neil Collins spent a little bit of time away last year working on his coaching licenses, missed a couple of Tampa Bay games. Really a coaching staff full efforts when he was gone. As Corcoran almost came up with an interception there. Tampa Bay trying to build out of the back. Smith hits LaCava. Free kick given. LaCava is down.
Players are play acting, they very often roll around and flop around to dramatize the contact. LaCava is not moving as he lays there. He's certainly feeling the contact.
Maybe the shoulder elbow there from Smith catches the side of the head of LaCava. This will function as a hydration break for both sides here at the half-hour mark. As LaCava continues to receive medical attention. It looks like he's in decent shape, at least as far as we can tell. Which is good to see. Mike, we're a half-hour in tonight. Early takeaways from you?
Really takeaway is that Tampa Bay have done a really nice job of possessing the ball and making this game be played the way they want, but Legion have showed just how dangerous they are when they do have it, and the two best scoring chances of the night both have come from the Legion.
Kava making his way off for a moment, but looks to be telling everybody he's good to continue here. Just a few seconds. Be a free kick for the Rowdies. Get play restarted. A couple of delays here with LaCava down receiving medical attention, and then about a dozen seconds in, Juan Agudelo came up bleeding on really the first challenge of the night. Stuart Dobson talking to J.J. Williams down below. Talked to Coach Dobson earlier in the week. He said he was the manager in charge in one game. You got to go all the way back to 2016 when the Rowdies were still in the NASL. red card suspension left the Tampa Bay coaching staff a bit short-handed, so Dobson was the man in charge against Rayo OKC in a Rowdies victory. You know who started for Tampa Bay in that game, by the way, is a member of Birmingham coaching staff, Eric Avila.
Well, he hasn't had a lot of head coaching experience, but he's had a lot of coaching experience. And he's been with this Tampa Bay side for 7 years. He knows them, they know him. He commented to us how he wasn't really planning to make big changes. Things were working and didn't need to be adjusted. And he certainly has shown that he's comfortable with what's going on. And the players have shown that they're comfortable with his leadership.
Seydou leaves it for Tyler Pasher. Final a dozen minutes or so here in the opening 45. Seam in a half space. Looking over the top for Pasher. Instead, it's Lasso who gets ahead on it. This feels like any ball in the air is destined for Forrest Lasso's head. Mike, you touched on it. These Birmingham attackers starting to find a little bit more space over the last 5-10 minutes especially.
Been a number of dangerous passes in and through the Legion defensive box, but Matt Van Oekel has had very little to do. Connor Sparrow hasn't seen the ball at his end very often, but he's been called on to make a couple of very important saves.
Anderson Seydou trying to weave his way through traffic. Has Pasher for support, Kasim as well. Kasim couldn't get it around Ekra. Cleared all the way as far as Alex Crognale. Long spell of possession here for the home side. Can Birmingham pay it off with another big scoring chance generated? I think Corcoran's had one. Martinez and Agudelo combined for one as well. Corcoran again on the turn. Handed by J.J. Williams. Kava tried to bring it down. Corcoran met him there. Martinez on the turn, held back by Ekra. Referee plays the advantage. Here comes Enzo Martinez. Agudelo, Pasher first time. Did miss the post by much.
Once again, Legion with some nice possession, but more importantly, some end result where they're getting shots on target. Juan Agudelo lays it off, and it's Tyler Pasher with that very educated left foot.
Look at what Sparrow saw as it came through traffic. Didn't miss the frame by a whole lot as foul against J.J. Williams gives Birmingham a free kick. Fans don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of the USL Championship action on ESPN+. The USL, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Smith lets that roll over the end line for a second Birmingham corner tonight. It'll be Tyler Pasher to serve. As the center backs for Legion FC get forward. Crognale is in and around the penalty spot. Kavita not too far away from the fray as well. Another low service, and it caught a wicked redirection. Sparrow had to play it before it ended up in the back of his net off one of his own players. Kavita shield that away from Jennings. Birmingham wins it back short. Very short order. Smith couldn't quite get that through to Agudelo. Picked by Antley. Rowdies have 5-on-5 if they can find a way to get it to open space. Here is Jennings on the turn. J.J. Williams able to turn against Corcoran. Armin does find Williams. Jennings trying to go out the other side for Dahlgaard. Again, just a bit too heavy. J.J. Williams down behind the play after it looked like he got clipped. Referee played the advantage, but did not call it back.
Cal Jennings just misses Dahlgaard. That's the third or fourth time. Almost every attack for Tampa Bay, the ball comes wide left, gets played into the center, and then switched out the right, where Dahlgaard is finding some nice spaces, but they just can't see. But so far, his teammates don't see him. I think maybe his jersey color isn't bright enough for them to see. But the passes have just been errant.
Dahlgaard a key piece last time out against Oakland. Had 2 of those assists. Set up Cal Jennings. Just hasn't found that final pass in the attacking third so far tonight. Again, Tyler Pasher sinking deep to receive and now sprinting the other direction. Chance to show off that pace. Now Kasim. Kasim out wide to Smith. Smith thought about a serve, thought better of it. Now into the box. Couldn't get it through to Kasim. It falls for Corcoran. This turns, lays it off for Anderson Asiadu.
All 11 players for Tampa Bay back in their defending third.
Touched it away from Kasim, but over the touchline. Possession favor the Rowdies the opening first 15-20 minutes of this first half. It has not been the case as of late. Asiadu will try from distance, blocked away by Williams. Birmingham will reset once again through their center backs. Asiadu puts his foot on the ball for a moment. Martinez got a touch, enough to redirect it out to Smith. Was he brought down? Referee said no. Maybe got a piece of Smith, but not enough for the whistle, and here comes the Tampa Bay counter. Jake LaCava on the move. Williams sprinting forward. J.J. Williams, one touch to Cal Jennings. Matt Van Oekel off his line to come get it.
It won't count as a save, but it's a big intervention from Matt Van Oekel. Read the play very quickly and out early to smother the pass.
And bring it back under control through the midfield of Corcoran and Asiadu. Tampa Bay looking dangerous on the counter that time, but so far for one of the best attacking teams in the USL this year, just one shot for the Rowdies through 40+ minutes tonight. Akrat trying to find his way around Asiadu, and now it is brought back for a foul.
At that time trying to weave his way through Enzo Martinez and Anderson Asiadu, two of the quickest, most tenacious players. It's a risky move. You might beat them, but you're going to get kicked along the way.
Doherty plays it to Lasso to get things restarted. Dahlgaard with the Irishman Doherty. We've seen Birmingham Legion for the first time. Doherty has played in literally every game this year for Tampa Bay except the last time these two teams met back April 1st. Jake Armin providing some width. Gets the cross away. Williams almost got there. Van Oekel collects it off the chest of Alvis. Once again, J.J. Williams is down. Williams went soaring through the air trying to get on the end of that cross.
J.J. Williams at 6'4" is a big man, but he also shows he's got some ups. He is well above the Legion defense, but a little bit of bump, and he comes down hard on that hip. hopefully he'll be okay.
Saw a couple looks at the replay, and Williams came down awfully hard. And the 25-year-old from here in Alabama, former Birmingham Hammer in League Two, former member of Birmingham Legion FC.
See how high up in the air he is, and he just gets a little nudge from Fanuel Kavita that sends him spinning sideways, and he is still laying prone on the ground.
Williams has been caught in a couple of tough challenges tonight. Rowdies medical staff being very cautious with their forward right now, who's really found his groove over the last month plus. Everybody's still hushed right now as Williams has yet to make his way back up.
JJ grew up in the Montgomery area, played his youth soccer in the Birmingham area, and then took his talents to the University of Kentucky, where he was an All-American in college. And now laying on the turf here in Birmingham.
We've had a couple of stoppages for injuries in this first half. He's been relatively free-flowing, but stopped now for that contact there. JJ Williams was down. Juan Agudelo came up bleeding just in the game's first minutes. Of course, Jake LaCava needed some medical attention as well after that collision with Colin Smith. We're going to have quite a bit of stoppage time here to close our first 45 minutes. Williams is up and able to walk it off, which is a good sign. Now the question for Tampa Bay is, will he be able to continue?
This has not been a dirty match by any means, but it has been a physical match. Tampa Bay typically very dominant in the air, one of the bigger teams within the league, but Birmingham trying to fight the physical battle with them, and both teams have felt some of the pain that goes along with that.
About to hit the end of our 45 minutes on the scoreboard, and now the fourth official does indicate 6 added minutes at a minimum. We'll close our first half. Stoppage time brought to you by UAB Medicine tonight. USL fans, don't forget a NorCal rivalry takes center stage tonight when the USL on ESPN continues. Alex Dixon leads a potent Monterey Bay attack against Paul Blanchette and a staunch Oakland Roots. It's Monterey Bay FC and Oakland Roots SC. Tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central on ESPN2. JJ Williams very quickly makes his way back into the mix, so a good sign for Tampa Bay. Now a minimum of 6 minutes to be played before the halftime whistle blows. So can either side generate one more scoring opportunity here before the halftime break. And the Rowdies just one shot, nothing on target so far. Birmingham Legion with 4 shots have forced a couple of Connor Sparrow saves. One that was excellent that denied Matthew Corcoran. Here comes Agudelo. Bit of interplay from Martinez. Gabriel Alves pushing forward. He's got some space. Alves cuts it back. Agudelo is just a bit behind him. Now Cal Jennings getting a chance to show off his pace. Williams threading it through. Dahlgaard going at Alves, and once again Alves is inch perfect. Ekra back out to that wide space. This has been the matchup to watch tonight. Alves against Dahlgaard, who got the cross away, and again Matt Van Oekel comes up with it cleanly. Chance for MVO down below, and so far so good, Mike, tonight. Has been solid at the back for Birmingham Legion, and that was the message from head coach Tom Sohn this week at training. Said it had to be better defensively. Birmingham wanted to come out organized, come out controlled. That back line, so far at least in that regard, so good.
It's been a very good defensive effort. Half of that has been that Legion have done a really nice job of keeping possession. You don't have to defend much when you have the ball, but no shots on target for 45 minutes. Any coach in the world would be happy with that.
Pasture surveying, weaving, Pasture got it to Martinez. Martinez trying to cut it back, and still able to maintain it. Martinez looking for Pasture. Kasim cleared away once by Guillen and a second time by LaCava. A foul as Cal Jennings was brought down. So again, a bit of a moment of danger there from this attacking front of Birmingham Legion, but nothing comes of it in the end.
Interesting stat from the first half of this match. Tampa Bay Rowdies have won 100% of the aerial duels so far.
LaCava tried to get it behind. Again, Van Okel comes off his line to get it. Feels like Forrest Lasso has won the bulk of those balls in the air.
And to be fair, Legion haven't played a lot of balls in the air. They've found gaps to pass the ball on the turf. They've kept it on the ground. They've created their chances from that.
Agudelo, ambitious effort, but didn't miss by too wide a margin.
Agudelo given some room there and said, okay, I'll have a crack. And that was not far off. He hit it pretty cleanly.
Agudelo scored 6 times this year, 3 times in the league, 3 times in the Open Cup. Alex Crognale went up to challenge J.J. Williams there. We've played 5 of our minimum of 6 here to close this first half. Pasture again gets a touch. Well waited to find Asiadu. Pressure applied by Doherty. Birmingham Legion sporting over 65% of the possession over the last 15 minutes as Enzo Martinez has the flag go up against him for the second time here in this first half.
Maybe for the first time this season, Enzo Martinez did not argue that call.
To be fair, I've yet to meet an attacker who thinks they're offside, or have fouled anyone for that matter. And there is the halftime whistle. Bit of a cagey start to this contest. Tampa Bay had a bulk of the possession in the first part of this first half, but Birmingham, the more dangerous side, to wind down the opening 45-plus minutes. Yet neither side could find a breakthrough just yet. We head into the halftime dressing room scoreless. 0-0 between Tampa Bay Rowdies and Birmingham Legion. See what changes are in store for both these two sides when we return. Coming up at halftime, we got Juan Agudelo's thoughts on the first half of this 2023 campaign. Plus, we're gonna look at some stats from the first 45-plus minutes here at Protective Stadium. Plus, look at our out-of-town scoreboard and news around the USL Championship. That's all coming up when we return to Birmingham and our coverage to the USL Championship right after this.
Calling all Legion fans, Birmingham Legion and your local Papa John's have teamed up to kick your hunger with these exclusive Papa John's deals. When the Legion win, you win. Get a free large pizza with the purchase of a large pizza at regular menu price the day after a Legion win. Using code LEGIONWINS at papajohns.com. Hungry for better? All season long, enjoy 25% off your regular menu price order when you use code LEGION at papajohns.com. Don't miss out on these great deals at a participating Papa John's.
Welcome back to our coverage of Birmingham Legion FC. Pleased to be joined by forward Juan Agudelo. Juan, appreciate you taking a little bit of time after a long training session. How's training been this weekend?
Oh, it's good. It's tough with the heat, but the boys are putting in the work. Very anxious to play this home game Saturday. We haven't been home in what feels like a while.
I was about to say, and you were in the desert last weekend as well. What was it, like 101 at kickoff in Las Vegas last weekend?
Yes, it was very hot. This game will be at night. It'll be in Birmingham, and it should be good temperature.
And against the team that you've already seen and beaten this year as well, which is nice. Also, for your personal sake, you got back on the score sheet against Las Vegas last weekend. I'm sure that felt good.
Yeah, no, it feels good. Give our defense a little bit of space, separate ourselves from potentially losing the game or tying a game, and that's just what we in the attacking half try to do. Yeah, it was good that I was able to put the team ahead in the first half.
When you look back, we're kind of almost just past maybe the halfway point of this season. The first half had the big U.S. Open Cup run. You scored a bunch in that tournament. Had the first half of this USL regular season. What are some of the takeaways from the first half of the campaign so far?
I think we're learning a lot about ourselves. I've always said in my seasons with teams that as long as you figure it out towards the end of the season, leading into the playoffs, those are the teams that get the furthest. Build up as many home games as we can, understand who we are going into the playoffs.
When you talk about learning who this team is and building towards that playoff push, in your mind, what are one or two things maybe this team needs to accomplish to kind of set itself up in quality playoff positioning?
First and foremost is figure out any way to get points. Points is what's going to get us home games in the playoffs, into the playoffs. So 3 points is crucial every single weekend. Besides that, it's just committing to the team, working very hard every single game, and understanding that all the work that we put in this week in practice, it all is involved with what happens on games.
When you look back at this first half of the season, what's your favorite moment, favorite memory for you so far?
Charlotte win in the Open Cup. I thought that was great for the city.
I feel like that's kind of a gimme. I'd say that's a pretty big win.
Thanks for the layup.
No doubt. I thought you maybe might pick the goal against Memphis also that you scored off not one but two posts. I mean, that was a fun moment as well.
Yeah, that was cool too.
You got some big games coming up, Tampa Bay this weekend, then a couple more coming up after that against Eastern Conference opponents. Have you felt now in your second year in Birmingham a bit more of a rivalry building with teams like Tampa, with Charleston, with Memphis, these teams that always kind of feel like they're tightly packed in the Eastern Conference table?
Oh, definitely. It always comes up with these teams. You could add Pittsburgh in there. It's my second year, and we could see these teams always popping up in the Open Cup, whether it's in the playoffs or whether it's previous years where Tampa and us have had great battles. It's definitely something that we want to be above when you look at the overall record between us and them. All these three teams we want to be above.
It's been a humid day today. Obviously, you guys put in a solid training session today. What's the move for you the rest of the day as you get ready for the weekend?
We're getting personal. Just rest up. Tomorrow we have a game, so hydrate, do some regen, stretch in the gym, and prepare myself as best as I can.
I gotcha. Well, I know fans are looking forward to a productive Juan Agudelo on and off the field here in the second half. Juan, appreciate you taking the time.
All right, thank you.
More from our coverage of Birmingham Legion right after this.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedall. Sam Gleedall. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots. Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama, as the sun continues to set on a humid night here in the Deep South. Scoreless between Tampa Bay Rowdies and Birmingham Legion through 45 minutes. There we are up here in this protective stadium press box. Not humid for us. We're in our dress shirts up here enjoying the air conditioning. We might be a little bit soft up here compared to everybody else who's been running around down below, but look at our Eastern Conference standings coming into the night. And Mike, you talked about it off the top. This run of form from Tampa Bay has propelled them up near the top of the standings with a game in hand on Pittsburgh.
Well, a week ago they were in first place. Now they're officially in second, but a game in hand. And this game obviously to be concluded. But Tampa Bay has been hot for a long time. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who Birmingham Legion maybe have seen more often than they'd like to, are sitting in first place at the moment, but it's tight all the way down. Charleston, Memphis, Louisville, Birmingham, all teams that everybody knows are going to be in the hunt when it comes down to it.
And Birmingham's going to get a crack at Louisville City coming up next weekend as well. So a big couple-game stretch here for Birmingham Legion. Speaking of Pittsburgh, Edward Kizza waited just 8 minutes to score tonight against Detroit City, and then the Riverhounds found a second. They are in control with about 15 minutes to go at home. Meanwhile, at the break, Orange County pulled 2 back against Loudoun United. 2-1 Orange County up in Virginia. And then coming up a little bit later tonight on the West Coast, El Paso Locomotive at home in El Paso taking on RGV. The big one tonight over on ESPN2, Monterey Bay and Oakland Roots. A 9 o'clock start time for that contest, and then a little bit later than that, 10 o'clock local time start for Sacramento Republic taking on Memphis 901 FC. Well, we talked about Enzo Martinez and Tyler Pasher quite a bit in that opening 45 minutes. Of course, they were both named to the Team of the Week after combining for 3 goals in that contest in Las Vegas last weekend.
Yeah, those two have really been important factors in Legion's play this whole season, but this past week they were both at the top of their game.
And of course, big news coming to Northwest Arkansas as the USL men's and a women's team coming to NWA. Certainly fun to see. And don't forget, the Women's World Cup kicks off on July 20th. You can play along with the Women's World Soccer Bracket Challenge presented by the USL Super League. Win cool prizes, including a 75-inch Hisense TV on the line. Bracket launches on Monday, so go to uslsuperleague.com/brackets to learn more about that contest and jump on in. Now, back here at Protective Stadium, we've played one half of soccer so far. Just one shot for Tampa Bay. It came from Jan Ekra. It was blocked by J.J. Williams, his teammate. Nothing on target for the Rowdies. Meanwhile, Birmingham have been the more dangerous side, but Mike, neither side's found a breakthrough just yet.
Well, neither team has found a goal, but Legion, last 20 to 25 minutes of the half, really found their rhythm. 5 shots, 2 very good chances to score, 2 other near misses. Good possession. They started to dominate and controlled how the game was played, created 2 corner kicks late in the game as well. I think statistically the game looks closer than it was the last 20 minutes.
We'll see if Birmingham can keep their foot on the gas and find that opening goal when we return for the second half, which is right around the corner. 2 of the best teams in the East going head-to-head tonight. See if either side can find a separating goal when we return for the second 45 minutes right after this.
Our job is to keep your lights on. That's what you expect and deserve from Alabama Power. Our team works hard to prevent outages, but when they happen, we're on it. And we have some new tools to keep you informed. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see local outages and get repair time updates. Sign up to get personalized outage alerts by text or email for free. While we're out there getting your lights back on, we want you to have the latest information. That's our job, and we're grateful you trust us to serve you.
There's a beat in all of us. It drives us, it inspires us, and it pushes us through. It is there in preparation, it is there in battle, it is there in defeat and success. It's the engine, it's our guide. And this beat is my own. This beat is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water, hydration for athletes.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham, Alabama, Protective Stadium. 45 minutes in the book so far between Birmingham Legion and the Tampa Bay Rowdies as we look at our first half highlights. And Mike, it started with Tampa Bay on the front foot, then Matthew Corcoran, really the biggest chance of the game so far.
Really well taken with the left foot, definitely headed inside the near post, but a big-time save from Sparrow.
That was Sparrow's first save of the night, then a second off a deflected shot there from Enzo Martinez.
Very fortunate that that one deflected into his arms. It could have gone anywhere.
Tyler Pasher didn't miss the frame by much there as Birmingham Legion mustered 5 shots in the opening half against Sparrow. Pasher also tried to supply a bit of danger on some set pieces as well. Juan Agadello had to go from distance that didn't miss the frame too terribly either. A couple of big saves kept this scoreless for Tampa Bay, and then the Rowdies had plenty of the ball in the opening part of that first half, just could not find that final pass in the final third.
That's exactly right. They had the ball, they had it in dangerous positions, but Matt Van Oekel just kept coming up with the play to deny the goal-scoring chance.
Van Oekel quick off his line a few different times in that first half. And officially for the Rowdies, just 1 shot registered by Jan Ekra. They went the final 40-plus minutes of the first half without a shot of any kind. So can Tampa Bay get the attack going here in the second half? Or will Birmingham Legion beat them to the punch and open up the scoring? Both sides back out, ready for the second 45 minutes. No announced changes for either side. So it looks like Birmingham confirmed have not made any changes. And the same goes for Tampa Bay Rowdies. So, second half just about ready to get underway. The sun fully setting in the western sky. Which side's going to find a breakthrough? Birmingham and Tampa Bay meeting for the 9th time overall. Going back to 2019 when the Legion joined the league. In 8 previous meetings, it's been 3 Tampa Bay wins, 2 Birmingham wins, and 3 draws. There's 2 draws when these two teams met a season ago. Birmingham won down in St. Petersburg back in April. Birmingham would love to beat Tampa Bay not once, but twice here in this campaign and open up this second half with an early goal as the second 45 minutes gets underway. Birmingham Legion and Tampa Bay Rowdies. 9th home game this year for Birmingham Legion, looking for their 5th win after winning back-to-back home games last time they were in this building against Loudoun and Indy 11 to cap the month of June. Sends it in the direction of Prosper Kassim. Guillen got ahead to it. Cadillo brings it down for the Legion. Here comes Colin Smith, the man on loan from FC Dallas. Back in Birmingham tonight, the 19-year-old hasn't had a chance to really run in the open part of the park too often tonight. Sidu connecting the center backs, Cornali and Kavita. Kassim looking over the top for Pasher. Antley got ahead to it. Almost able to bring it down. Birmingham able to continue their possession.
Does feel like Birmingham has restarted the half exactly the way they left the last half. In control of the ball, in control of the tempo of the game.
It's largely Rowdies the opening quarter hour. Birmingham changed that to be the side operating more on the front foot to close the first half, as Corcoran's going to be called for the foul impeding Ekra. A couple of different balls come back in play for Forrest Lasso. One sent back to the touchline, and now Lasso gets play restarted. Fans, if you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC, channel 157. North America's only source, 24/7 source, that is, for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Colin Smith and Jake LaCava were tied up there. Good work by Smith defensively. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more on SiriusXM FC 157 in the SXM app. All this trying to keep it from Dalgaard, who's called for the foul. 31-year-old from Denmark, heavily involved in that first half, Sebastian Dalgaard. Many pieces in this Rowdy side that has been a key part of this club for quite some time. Dalgaard in his 4th season, Ekra in his 5th, Jordan Darty in his 4th. Aaron Guillen, Connor Antley, Forrest Lasso, all been with Tampa Bay quite a good bit, but the Rowdies did have some turnover this offseason. Took them some time to work around early injuries and incorporate some new fresh faces. Tampa Bay just 5 points from their first 7 matches of the year. That included that 2-0 loss at home to this Legion side. The Rowdies have been on fire since then. 29 points from their last 11 matches to vault up the Eastern Conference table. As Van Oekel looks long for Kassim, who was able to stay onside. What a first touch from Kassim. Kassim centers, Martinez scores. How about that? 1-0 Legion FC.
We saw that exact play happened in the first half, but the connection wasn't quite there. The ball from Van Oekel carried out of bounds instead of to Prosper Kassim. This time, two were on the exact same page. A great ball from Matt Van Oekel. A world-class touch from Prosper Kasim to bring that ball down on the sprint. And then the composure. Instead of going to goal when it seemed the obvious choice, he just picks out a teammate wide open at the back post. Really a top-class goal all the way around. Get a look at it here. That's after the first touch, but what a pass. Great ball at a sprint. Enzo Martinez could not miss from 3 yards out. Prosper Kasim showing what a great teammate he is. Completely unselfish. Could have gone to goal, likely would have scored, but chose the best option for his team.
Goal brought to you by AT&T is an absolute beauty. It's the 5th assist of the year for Kasim. It's the 8th goal for Enzo Martinez. For the Legion players who didn't enter the attacking half, they all immediately turned and went to Matt Van Oekel, who started that play. Just an inch perfect pass over the top for Kasim. He brought it down like it was glued to his foot, and now here come Birmingham again. Pasher couldn't get around Lasso, but Corcoran keeps the attack moving. Goal scorer Enzo Martinez. Pasher attracting plenty of attention. Right now it feels like the complexion of this game changes just a little bit with Birmingham now finding that breakthrough. It feels like it had been coming the way they had started to dominate the tempo of this game going into the halftime locker room and then coming out for the second half. But now they don't have to operate with the same sense of urgency as they did coming out of the break if they don't want to.
It'll be interesting to see, do they choose to just keep the ball and force Tampa Bay to come out and try and stretch the field a little bit? Or do they keep going quickly and keep going at this Tampa team? Clearly, Coach Tommy Sohn had talked to his team in the locker room about playing that big diagonal ball when they're pressed. That's part of why not only did players go to congratulate Matt Van Oekel, other players went to congratulate Coach Sohn on the bench. So a little bit of a giveaway that was something they talked about at halftime. But they look to be going right at Tampa Bay again.
Martinez in a tight space. Colin Smith pushing forward from his fullback spot. Smith against Armin. Armin got a touch in. Corcoran keeps it with Legion FC as possession cycles from one side of the park to the other. Siadu couldn't quite get it back to Alves. Cut out by Dalgard. Nutmeg Dagadello, and Dalgard still moving. Referee plays the advantage. Here comes Sebastian Dalgard. With Siadu on his back, he is fouled as Siadu is going to be shown a yellow card, our first of the night. And it's brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
Anderson and Siadu working hard to try and get back, but he had to make some physical contact. He could not let Dalgard run at goal. Dalgard, with all his experience, leaned into the challenge, and then when he lost the physical battle, went to ground. He was going to get that call every time. Along with getting the foul called, the yellow card is shown to Anderson Asiadu.
I believe that's the 8th yellow card that's been shown to Asiadu. We've had a stretch there without some yellow cards, so I think he's officially 1 game away from a suspension for yellow card accumulation. Set piece opportunity here for Tampa Bay. Dalgard leaves it for Armin. Chips it over the top. Kavita lets it go all the way through. Looked like the Birmingham defense did a pretty nice job of keeping that line high. So just a few minutes into this second half, Enzo Martinez scores once again. His goal scoring output against Las Vegas last week, he moved into 2nd all-time in USL Championship history in combined goals and assists.
And yet his greatest attribute is his work rate on the field. There's the ball from Matt Van Oekel. Long driven ball. What a touch from Prosper Kasim. And Enzo Martinez, the beneficiary of hard work getting to the back post.
The 110th, by the way, goal or assist in the USL Championship career for Enzo Martinez.
He's had a spectacular career. He scores goals, he assists goals, but what he does best is he just outworks everybody on the field.
Dahlgaard once again matched up with Alvis, turns him away. Hantley serves, partially blocked by Agadello. Falls kindly for Doherty. He'll have a go, but does not trouble the frame of Matt Van Oekel.
Gabriel Alves hearing it a little bit from his teammates, maybe showing a little bit of inexperience, heading that ball back towards the center, putting it into the danger zone. Fortunately, Legion don't pay the price.
Martinez tried to dummy it along. Lasso had it read. That stayed in place. Smith does the safe thing and heads it away from LaCava. 10+ minutes into this second half. The home side in front. Birmingham Legion trying to take points away from the Tampa Bay Rowdies for the second time this year. As it stands right now, they've got a chance to cut down this Rowdies unbeaten stretch. Tampa Bay hasn't lost a game since April, but they find themselves behind so far in Birmingham tonight. It looks like they're prepping a couple of changes here in the next few minutes.
No losses in May, no losses in June, no losses in July. It's really a very impressive run.
Kavita heads that along. Dahlgaard able to bring it down. Dance around Alvis. He did get the cross away. Kernali headed it away from trouble over the inline. It'll be the second Rowdies corner of the night.
Jan Ekra is one of those guys who's always creating opportunities, always running at the defense, but it's Dahlgaard tonight who's been the danger man for Tampa Bay.
Dane to supply service once again, and it got all the way through. It bounced in front of Kavita, and on the volley, Van Oekel saves. And it's him from Ormond.
Tyler Pasher, 1v1 if he can go.
Pasher didn't have much in the way of support, now does hold it up. Some black shirts join him in the attacking half. Pasher's gotten a few moments tonight to showcase that speed. Corcoran's kept things moving in the middle as well. The 17-year-old back in the starting lineup tonight for the 10th time this year. Pairing with the Siadu. Pasher in between the lines. Smith, plenty of width. First time serve, just a bit too tall for Martinez. Headed away from trouble by Guillen.
What a great strike, hit out of the air first time. Matt Van Oekel, fortunate it was right at him, does really well to get his hands up and hold on to this.
Armin has scored a couple of times this year, and that was a very strong strike and attempt. It's the first shot on goal tonight for Tampa Bay. If you would have told Rowdies fans their first shot on goal didn't come till almost the hour mark, I'm not sure they would have believed you. Corcoran with Kasim down. Looking for Martinez. Agadello trying to bring it down. Just could not put it on frame.
Thought about biking that. We've seen him try the bicycle before. You could see it in his eyes. When the ball went up, he started to leave his feet, then decided to bring it down. Great first touch, but couldn't keep the finish on target.
It is going to be a double change here for Tampa Bay. Charlie Dennis is coming on for Jake LaCava, and then Cal Jennings will make way for Dayon Harris. So a double change here for the Rowdies, brought to you by Papa John's. Birmingham fans, use code LEGION for 25% off your regular mini price online order at papajohns.com.
Legion fans will be happy to see Cal Jennings go off. He had a hat trick in his last match. But Dayon Harris is a lightning bolt. He's one of the fastest players in the league. He's not a giant, but he's a rocket. If he gets room to run, he's really hard to stop.
Speaking of guys that are hard to stop, here comes Pasher, threading it through for Prosper Kasim. Can Kasim cause more havoc? He cuts it inside. His shot is blocked aside by Lasso.
What a save from Forrest Lasso. You see why he's been the defender of the year in the league. That was a big-time save. Looked like a goalkeeper, but no hands involved. Kasim cuts it inside, and Forrest Lasso just reads where that shot is going and manages to deflect it over.
Chick-fil-A corner kick here. Once again, it's Lasso to head it away from trouble. Birmingham to be regaining their shape. Alex Cronali, the center back, stayed forward for a moment, and now it looks like he'll trickle back to his normal spots. And now a stoppage here, as looks like Lasso's the man who needs medical attention. Big time block, and then the header away. It looked like that second header might have done a number.
He looks a little dazed. It could just be the heat and humidity. These players have gone an hour. And while it may not be as hot in Birmingham as it is in Tampa Bay, it is pretty warm and the humidity gets to the players. Forrest Lasso back on his feet, jogging off to the side. Looks eager to come back on.
Looks like he'll be able to come on here in just a few moments. Birmingham fans, Legion FC's next match is on the road against Louisville City Saturday night, July 22nd. Tune in to watch the match right here on ESPN Plus or My68, and follow along at BHM Legion on Twitter for live match updates. Their next home game kicks off Saturday, July 29th at Protective Stadium against Charleston Battery. Get your tickets to the match today at bhmlegion.com/tickets. Birmingham Legion 6th in the Eastern Conference table coming into the night, but they've got cracks. Now virtually all the teams in front of them coming up here over the next few weeks. Starting tonight with Tampa Bay, then Louisville City, then Charleston.
You heard Juan Agudelo in his interview with you talking about how the key to success is figuring it out by the end of the season and getting on a little bit of a run in the final part. Legion with 2 wins in a row at home. Now with a chance for a third, they'll certainly start to feel like they're back in the hunt.
Agudelo leaves it for Martinez. Pasher playing a bit more centrally tonight than he has been typically. He's enjoyed quite a bit of time on the ball. Corcoran couldn't connect with Kasim there. Ekra. Kasim at least slows his progress. Dolgard on that side now against Smith, who picks his pocket. Here comes the 19-year-old Colin Smith. With Dolgard racing to get back. It's cut back just behind Martinez and in front of Pasher. The Rowdies can attack that space Smith vacated. Gets a pass from Dennis, who's racing forward. Still Jake Armand from one side of the park to the other. Gets it back from Dennis again, but an intervention from Alvis.
Gabriel Alves did really well to read that play. Funwell Kavita was under some pressure, but he tucked in from his left back spot, crowded the middle, and was able to clear that ball out of danger.
First couple of touches there from Charlie Dennis, the Englishman. Comes into the night second in the USL in chances created with 42. Stanley's touch was a bit too heavy, almost found his way around Asiadu, who got back in front at the very last.
Just for a moment, it looked like Asiadu had misread that ball, but he's got that low center of gravity and just bodied the man off the ball, made the play.
Birmingham again take that goal kick short before Crognale sends it deep into the night. Once again, Prosper Kasim finding his way behind the Tampa Bay defense.
A couple of times tonight, Legion have had a chance to run at Tampa Bay. They've chosen to hold it up and get everybody in the attack. It certainly has allowed them to play a large portion of this match in the Tampa Bay half.
Pasher couldn't quite get it through to Martinez, but it falls for Corcoran. Dennis trying to get it out wide to Harris, who's able to keep it in play. Two substitutes combining a couple of times. Harris chopped down by Alvis, free kick given.
Harris is originally from Toronto, Canada. I'm sure during the winters he's loving the Tampa Bay area. He may not be loving the heat in the middle of the summer quite as much.
Talkard able to keep that in play, but he was well offside. The flag did indeed come up. Fans, we talked about it a little bit at halftime, but the Women's World Cup kicks off on July 20th. You can play along with the Women's World Soccer Bracket Challenge presented by the USL Super League. Win cool prizes including a brand new 75-inch Hisense TV. Bracket launches on Monday, so go to uslsuperleague.com/brackets to learn more. Tampa Bay, having made a couple of changes already tonight. It looks like Birmingham Legion are prepping their first change here in the next couple of moments as Van Oekel sends it out of play. Birmingham will make that change right now. Nico Brett is coming on, and he will replace Prosper Kasim.
This is one of those moments where you say, is this really fair? Prosper Kasim is such a terrific player. He comes off the field, and the substitute coming on is Nico Brett, one of the all-time leading scorers for Birmingham Legion. A player who also can score at any moment. There's just too many attacking players on this Birmingham Legion side.
Prosper Kasim getting a nice ovation, of course, has assisted what is the game-winning goal as it stands right now. Jamaican Nico Brett is on. Scored 4 times this year for Birmingham as well. Now 29, make it 31 goals for Nico Brett as a member of Birmingham Legion between 2020, 2021, and now here in 2023. Again, substitution brought to you by Papa John's. Legion fans use code LEGION. As Dennis gets on this one, Matt Van Oekel makes another save. His second of the night.
Dennis has been involved since coming on, just simply pushes and outruns. Anderson Asiadu gets a good clean strike with the left foot. Matt Van Oekel with the save.
Van Oekel tried to send it towards Alvis, but sent it into about the 4th row instead. Williams, good hold up play. Brings Dayon Harris into the mix. Harris has options. Harris racing. Van Oekel came off his line and knocked it off of Harris.
We've seen that a few times tonight where Matt Van Oekel has been really quick off his line. He cuts this off on the big touch and gets there before Dayon Harris can be dangerous with the ball. It won't count as a save, but it's a big play from Matt Van Oekel.
Oekel's been solid tonight. Birmingham's defense has been as well. Van Oekel racing to keep that in play. Did he? Yes, he did. Did not concede a corner. He's going to make J.J. Williams come get him before he picks it up. Matt Van Oekel has covered some ground tonight at 36 years young.
He's probably been more involved this second half than he'd like to be. but he's been up to the challenge so far.
Connor Sparrow well off his line as well to cut out that pass from Pasher. Start the attack back the other way for Tampa Bay. Dennis. Good switch to find Armin with plenty of space to run into. He cuts it out. Pasher's flick taken away by Dennis. 70 minutes gone so far in Birmingham tonight. Tampa Bay looking for a response after an early second half goal from the Legion. That was last touch by Antley. It'll be a Birmingham throw.
Tyler Pasher with a flat tire.
I was about to say, I was wondering whose orange boot that was on that side. Pasher is walking a bit gingerly. Williams up to head that. Cernali brings it down. Almost down the line, but out of play. A throw coming for Tampa Bay. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and download the Legion FC app today. @BHM Legion on social media. Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. It's the Legion who enjoy a lead at the moment. Jake Armin and company trying to change that. Dahlgaard and Armin working together in tight quarters. So keeps it moving. Connor Antley trying to get forward a little bit more in the second half. Alvis cuts out that pass intended for Dayon Harris. Agadello trying to turn with Antley on his back. He did both. The referee thought about blowing his whistle. Instead, allowed Birmingham to keep it moving. Enzo Martinez with time and space. Martinez almost found Nico Brett. Good first touch from Armin to get it away from Pasher. J.J. Williams on the turn, trying to connect to Harris, but a bit too far out front of him. Go just to the inside part, or the outside part rather, of the corner flag for a throw. Of course, going to take their time putting it back in play. Been a fun night so far for the home supporters here at Protective Stadium. The Legion looking for their third consecutive home win, their second win of the year against Tampa Bay. Nico Brett got his first touch since coming on. Get a second here. Somehow got that through to Juan Agadello, who got a chance to show off the footwork. More than a quarter hour to go tonight. Tampa Bay Rowdies have enjoyed one of the league's best attacks, especially over the last few months. They haven't had much tonight. Sebastian Dahlgaard changed that here. Dahlgaard down the byline against Smith. And Smith did not get a piece of that.
Good 1v1 defending from Colin Smith. He was matched up with Dahlgaard all by himself. Could not afford to get beaten. Just gave up a little bit of ground, kept his positioning, got the job done.
Corcoran almost underhit that. Van Okel to the rescue. Can only send it out of play. It's the Birmingham defense that has not had as many clean sheets as they would have preferred so far this year, but they've kept things clean for almost 75 minutes tonight. They've allowed this Tampa Bay Rowdies side just 4 total shots, just 2 on target. Van Okel's come off his line a number of times tonight to snuff out any additional danger. Alvis Good first touch, gets him around trouble, trying to thread through Nico Brett. Martinez fights it off of Jan Ekra. Can he play the killer pass? Almost. Big time intervention there from Guillen. Martinez brings down Armand, foul conceded. Free kick for Tampa Bay, and it looks like they're going to make a change here. Jan Ekra is going to come off, it looks like. And Freddie Kleeman, the man who has loaned not once but twice to Birmingham Legion, is going to come on. Substitution brought to you by Papa John's. Birmingham fans, use code LEGION for 25% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com.
Well, this is signaling a change of shape for Tampa Bay. They're going to play with a true 3 in the back and push everybody else up. It's going to look more like a 3-3-4. Legion are going to have to be really careful when they have the ball because they're going to get pressed everywhere on the field.
You can already see Anley pushing forward a little bit more as Freddie Kleeman gets his first touches. Former Austin FC draft pick. Joining the fray here late as the Rowdies chase an equalizer and a free kick given. Well, Birmingham Legion are going to make their own change here in the next moment or so as Deben Nwegbo has come back to the Birmingham bench.
My guess is that that's Coach Tommy Sohn reading the formation of Tampa Bay. He's going to bring on a player who can maybe do a little bit more defending.
Brett trying to hold it up, taken off it by Dennis. Turning out the other side, Guillen. Able to turn, but not much more than that. The Rowdies trying to find a way to break down Birmingham defense tonight that has not given away much. J.J. Williams able to turn. Great turn from Williams. They could not get the pass back to Dennis like he intended. Good work by Kleeman to win it off of Brett. Keep it down here in the attacking half for the Rowdies. Brett got his toe on that pass.
Bay winning it back in the attacking half of the field.
And instead of a foul there against Kavita, it's going to be a free kick for the Legion. A chance for the Legion to make a change. Deben Nwegbo officially announced as the sub. And it's Tyler Pasher who will make way.
Tyler Pasher's been all over the field. He's played first in attacking midfield, then they pushed him out wide. He comes off, Deben Nwegbo comes on. Maybe more of a physical presence, a player to battle in the air, especially on set pieces.
So it is indeed a free kick here for the Legion. Dennis thought he had gotten enough contact there from Kavita, but the referee disagreed.
Called him for a handball when he fell on the ball.
So Van Oekel gets a chance to send it away with a little more than 12 minutes plus stoppage time to go tonight. Birmingham fans, don't forget to head to the Legion FC Twitter page at BHM Legion immediately following the final whistle to cast your vote on who you thought earned man of the match honors tonight. And at BHM Legion on Twitter to cast your votes. Think the man of the match was in this one so far for Birmingham?
I'll tell you one person that won't be on the list of choices but probably gets my vote tonight is Coach Tommy Sohn. His choice of tactics and his choice of personnel have been spot on tonight. Can the head coach be the man of the match?
It's a great question. We have to go down a few rows here in press row and lobby for him to be one of the selections. I feel like Enzo Martinez is certainly going to be an option. Prosper Kassim as well. Matt Van Oekel could be too. Matthew Corcoran hit from behind, draws the whistle.
Amazing composure from a 17-year-old in the center of midfield.
Alvis deftly lifts that over the top to Asiadu, and a handball against Harris. It's going to give Birmingham another free kick. Again, that clock continues to bleed in the favor of the home side. Corcoran. Brett played it first time. Martinez able to locate it. Just cross redirected back at him. Dwightbo. To the feet of Corcoran. Two of the youngsters for Birmingham combining. Dwightbo found a pocket of space along with Martinez. Dwightbo ducked behind the play, and a free kick is indeed going to be given in a very dangerous area.
This is really good refereeing. He allowed the play to go for a couple of seconds, but when no advantage materialized, he brought it back and gave the free kick. There's no doubt about the foul right there. You can't argue that Lasso didn't bring him down. But the referee hesitated just long enough to see if anything came of it for Birmingham Legion. When it didn't, blew the whistle, gave the free kick. And Legion have a really dangerous opportunity here.
Home side haven't had many set-piece opportunities tonight. 3 corners, nothing in this part of the park. Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Corcoran and Asiadu both giving it long looks.
Last free kick goal that I remember Legion scoring direct off of a shot was by Matthew Corcoran.
Looks like it's going to be Corcoran all the way here. It is Corcoran. It deflects off the top of the wall and over the inline for the 4th Legion corner of the night.
He tried to go around the outside of the wall. It would have taken a tremendous amount of bend to go outside and back in to the goal, but that's what he tried. The 17-year-old showing he's not afraid to try a little magic.
Corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A here in the 82nd minute as the clock continues to work its way down. Corcoran serve. Agadello back into the mix. Tampa Bay able to clear it away from danger. Dayon Harris off and running. Harris doesn't have much running with him, but he's going to push anyway. Got around Smith, who was only able to hold him up. And now the referee is going to show a yellow card and a free kick, and he's also going to show a second yellow card as well as the ball was kicked away. So Smith will be booked. I believe Enzo Martinez has been booked as well. Both yellow cards brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
Dayon Harris just too quick. The only way to stop him once he was running with the ball was to pull his shirt. The dark arts of soccer being shown here. The referee, rightly so, not just giving the foul, but giving the yellow card. Legion more than accepting the yellow if it gives everybody a chance to get back and help defend.
So a set-piece opportunity on one end, and now a set-piece chance here on the other. Doherty and Dennis. This is well within shooting range.
You would expect this to be a shot. Legion have put all the big men in the wall to make it as tall as possible, but that does mean there's a height advantage for Tampa Bay if the ball gets crossed.
Van Oekel has the wall set. Dennis goes right off the top of the wall. Body still forward here for the Rowdies. Can they take advantage? Doherty back to the end. Lasso and Kleeman want it serve their direction. Harris around Martinez. He was fouled.
So Martinez needs to be careful. He just picked up a yellow.
Arman bring it under control with Dalgard. Stand still forward, but now he and Lasso both do retreats. Great touch from Armin. Dennis. Surveying. Across the way for Harris.
This is a mismatch for speed.
Harris didn't force the issue. Instead, back to Kleeman it goes. The Rowdies working it from side to side, trying to find that killer opportunity. Harris again. The Rowdies just have not found their way through. Armin. J.J. Williams beaten to it by Kavita. 85 minutes have come and gone. Foul given? No. Well, he was locked up there. Doherty able to win it off of Nico Brett. Tense moments in this match now. Birmingham clinging to a 1-goal advantage, trying to make it stand up. The Rowdies trying to rescue at least a point here tonight. Keep that unbeaten streak going. Kleeman got a touch, but that's about it. Siadu plays it off of Harris for a Legion throw. Gabriel Alvis might be cramping a bit on this humid night. Birmingham's made 2 changes in the second half. Nico Brett, Deba Nwigbo have come on. Rowdies have made 3, but it looks like Birmingham is prepping their 3rd change. Man who started at left back last time out for the Legion with Alvis down due to yellow card accumulation. Moses Mensah looks like he's ready to come on here in a moment. Smith couldn't quite find Nwigbo with the header. Before Tampa Bay throws this back in play, Birmingham will indeed make that change, and it is Alvis coming off. Moses Mensah coming off, so one rookie comes on for another. Alvis will get a nice ovation as Moses Mensah checks in, the rookie from Campbell, coming off the bench for the 6th time this year. Again, substitution brought to you by Papa John's. Birmingham fans, use code LEGION for 25% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. 88th minute here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham Legion up 1. Mensah immediately goes to ground to win it off of Armin.
That was a big tackle. He couldn't afford to get that wrong.
Corcoran in on the challenge with Dennis, but Dennis beat him there. Have had a lot of possession here over the last 5, 6, 7 minutes, but have not turned it into a killer scoring opportunity. Kleeman just barely able to maintain that around Brett. Martinez in on the challenge, wins it off Armin. Here comes Birmingham, 4-on-3 if they press it. Nwigbo wants to go at Guillen. Nwigbo cuts it inside. Couldn't quite bend it to that far post.
Nwigbo's a right-footed player. He would have much rather been able to go to his right, but he did the correct thing. Cut inside, took the left-footed shot, pushed it past the post just a little bit.
Nwigbo scored a couple of times this year. It came the last 2 Birmingham home games against Loudoun and Indy. Couldn't quite bend that around trouble Connor Sparrow in the end that time. Martinez able to win it back again, and he was fouled as well. And that's going to be yellow shown to Guillen.
Legion happy to take this foul and let a little bit of time roll off the clock. Some of the Legion players running over to the sideline to get a drink. Again, it's the humidity tonight more than the heat. These players have worked really hard, both teams. Hard tackle. Looked like he got some of the ball on the tackle, but the referee felt there was excessive force, and that's why he blew the whistle.
So the Rowdies captain Aaron Guillen is booked. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. As you said, more time allowed to bleed off the clock as Rowdies have been shown their first yellow card caution of the night. 90th minute here in Birmingham, and we'll see how much time is added on here at the end. Lasso got that away from Martinez. Wegbo is able to bring it down.
Wegbo, an extremely strong player, can hold balls in the corner if that's what he's called on to do.
Dahlgaard able to win it back, but his pass is cut out by Mensah. We have played 90 minutes, and the official word from down below is 3 minutes of added time, brought to you by UAB Medicine. We'll finish this thing off. Van Oekel sends it long again. Hit down for Nico Brett as Birmingham go towards goal once again. Wegbo's got space. Deep in Wegbo, centers, Enzo Martinez a chance. Martinez turns it around. Birmingham enjoying possession. Corcoran thought about teeing it up, thought better of it.
Good time management from Birmingham Legion. Spreading Tampa Bay out really well, making them chase all over the field when you're absolutely exhausted.
Nico Brett with a chance off the board. Nico Brett nearly put this thing away, but it rings the crossbar instead. What a cap that would have been to a phenomenal stretch. Possession football there from Birmingham. More than halfway through our 3 minutes of added time. The Rowdies have it back on their feet again, but can they generate a scoring chance that has eluded them not only most of this second half, but really most of the night? Harris's pass finds nobody in particular except the end line and the ad boards.
Matt Van Oekel lets that one roll out of bounds for a goal kick, which will kill another few seconds. But here's the moment just before Nico Brett hits all of this. But it's a bouncing ball, and he hits it as it's rising. So the shot goes high and very hard off the crossbar. And then the forward roll to show his frustration with himself.
Oekel sends it deep. Hey, Harris able to bring it down. I think that was a handball against Martinez, and it was. Free kick here for the Rowdies, but time is running short.
At some point, Tampa's going to have to at least cross one ball in. They've gotten into the attacking third of the field, but they've continued to pass it, and haven't served any balls into the box all night long. With mere seconds left, at some point you got to get it in the danger zone.
Armin around Wegbo. Armin got it now. It's Martinez, Doherty. Fans want the full-time whistle. It's lobbed into the area. Matt Van Oekel, an easy catch. And that is full-time. Birmingham Legion take out the Tampa Bay Rowdies on this Saturday night here in the Magic City. What a performance it was for that man, head coach Tom Sohn and his Birmingham side here at home. They win in St. Petersburg. They win here in Birmingham against Tampa Bay. And they take out one of the teams they're chasing in the Eastern Conference table. The Rowdies' unbeaten streak is no more. And Legion FC have their third straight win here at Protective Stadium. Goal Goal early in the second half, the difference. Birmingham Legion, a well-worked from one end to the other, full-on team performance earns them all 3 points in front of the home crowd this evening. Our final score, Birmingham Legion 1, Tampa Bay Rowdies 0. We'll take a timeout and wrap up our coverage from Protective Stadium when we return in just a moment.
I walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and carrying her out to the car.
It always makes me feel good if that helps somebody.
I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
I'm just so glad there was somebody there when she really needed it.
That's gonna go on my refrigerator.
And those that see the perfect wave.
Well, plenty of smiles in the Protective Stadium crowd tonight, that's for certain. Birmingham Legion, excellent defensive showing, excellent attacking showing, really a full-on team performance from end to end. Earns them all 3 points tonight against their Eastern Conference rivals, the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 1-0 our final score, and it's a shutout brought to you by Hero Donuts here in Birmingham this evening for the home side. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman here with you as we look at our final match stats tonight. A very happy head coach Tom Sohn. And Mike, Birmingham Legion, the first 15 or 20 minutes really, Tampa Bay felt like were played at their tempo, but really the last hour plus seemed like by and large it belonged to Birmingham.
I agree completely. The first 15 to 20 minutes, Tampa was in control and creating dangerous opportunities. From that point on, there really wasn't much from Tampa Bay. It was a Legion game from 30 minutes at least on. They scored a goal, they created chances, they kept possession, they defended well. They really did everything that Coach Tom Sohn could have wanted.
Nobody in the Eastern Conference had scored more goals coming into the night than the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and Birmingham held them to 5 shots, 2 on target, and an XG of .18. And Mike, for all the talk we heard from head coach Tom Sohn this week about how the defense just had to be better, it certainly was tonight.
It was really good tonight. They played well all the way across the back. Matt Van Oekel did a great job of coming up with plays when he needed to help the defense out. It was really an excellent team performance.
So the Rowdies suffered defeat for the first time since April tonight. They'll try to start a new unbeaten streak on the road once again next weekend against Indy before getting FC Tulsa and then circle that one in Pittsburgh to start the month of August. The Rowdies taking on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, probably one of the biggest regular season matchups of the year so far, at least coming here in a few weeks. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, that's now 3 straight wins here at home. They're unbeaten over their last 4, and a big one coming in Kentucky. A showdown against Louisville City looms large, and then back home against Charleston, Mike. They've got one of the teams they were chasing in the Eastern Conference. They took 3 points from Tampa Bay. Now can they replicate that over the next couple of weeks?
These next 2 weeks are going to be a challenge. Louisville City is always a great team, and they've been a nemesis for this Birmingham side. And then Charleston Battery, one of the surprises of the year because they had a very tough season last year, and this year they've turned it around completely.
So 2 big games coming up for Birmingham before a trip to the mountains in Colorado. But for now, they can enjoy a victory here tonight. Some fans have made their way down to the pitch here at Protective Stadium, as is tradition. Birmingham Legion FC come away with all 3 points. Enzo Martinez, his 110th goal or assist in his USL Championship career. His touch proves to be the difference in front of goal set up by Prosper Kassim. As Fanuel Kavita, the captain of Birmingham, comes away, he and his side, with all 3 points against Tampa Bay. Thanks for joining us this evening. our coverage, whether you're watched on My 68 here in Alabama or on ESPN Plus across the country. We had a good one tonight. We knew it was going to be good. Birmingham Legion and Tampa Bay. It's always tight and close and cagey and a fun one to watch. It was that way once again tonight until Prosper Kasim and Matt Van Okel helped set up Enzo Martinez early in the second half. Those three combined to find the back of the net, and that play proves to be the difference here at Protective Stadium tonight. For Mike Getman and our entire crew here in Birmingham, I'm Blake Gardner saying so long from the Magic City and Birmingham, Alabama. Once again, our final score tonight, Birmingham Legion 1, Tampa Bay Rowdies 0. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.